Okay, well, first of all, she didn't say he was an illegitimate.
Yes, she did.
You tell me exactly what she said.
She said those exact words repeatedly.
I believe he knows he's an illegitimate president.
Okay. I mean, she conceded the election.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Megyn Kelly destroying Bill Maher over the Hillary Clinton kerfuffle. And what I mean by that is Hillary Clinton being the original election denier and also the original birther and the mother of the whole fake news term. A lot of the things they said Trump did and pioneered are the negative things. Really, Hillary Clinton did. Because I remember 2008, I was very upset with her for starting the whole birther rumor. Back when I was still young, didn't really know any better. I thought that Barack Obama was the best thing since sliced bread, and I didn't appreciate her campaign starting the rumor that he was born in Kenya. I remember that very well. Her campaign did that in no way, but then they wanted to say Trump is a birther for taking what she did, what she said, and running with it. Same thing with the whole fake news narrative. She gave a whole talk about fake news. Trump starts saying fake news. Then they say Trump is the one who is delegitimizing the media. Then the whole thing with the election denying. She went on the whole campaign for years, even still to this day, calling Trump an illegitimate president. He knows he's illegitimate. He knows he really didn't win. But then when Trump questions the 2020 election, all of a sudden, election denier, you want to overthrow the country, J6, all this, that, and the third. That's how it's been for a while. And if you're watching the mainstream media, you'll kind of just fall into it. Now, before I go any further, we got to get into this whole situation. I'll link everything in the box. So we're going to watch first the clip of Megyn Kelly and Bill Maher talking about Hillary. Then we're going to see Hillary not only in that short clip from the beginning, but in an extended clip from a whole different video saying the exact same thing. But first, a word from our sponsor. The US dollar has been the world's primary currency for a very long time, but that may not be the case for much longer. China is positioned to dethrone the US dollar with the yuan as the world's biggest economies flock to the Asian supergiant. The US dollar and our markets are in jeopardy of collapsing. The upcoming election will, of course, bring drama, and that will complicate the situation. Don't let your life savings become a casualty of failing banks or the currency wars. Now is the time to call the only precious metal dealer that I trust, and that is American Hartford Gold. They will show you how to protect your savings and retirement by diversifying your wealth portfolio with physical gold and silver. With the best products, amazing customer service, and the buyback commitment, American Hartford Gold has a 5-star rating from thousands of reviews and an A+ from the Better Business Bureau. American Hartford Gold supports alternative media like myself because we're dedicated to bringing you the truth. Tell them I sent you, and they'll give you up to $15,000 of free silver on your first order. Contact American Hartford Gold today. Click the link in the description or call 866-392-0390 or text Logan to 65532. Again, that's 866-392-0390 or text Logan to 65532. All right, now here we have the clip in question. We're going to watch this whole thing. We're going to see Bill Maher be stumbling and bumbling and fumbling because he knows he got by Megyn Kelly. And without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Hillary Clinton, of course, is the original election denier. I'm sure you voted for her in 2016.
Well, she's not an election denier.
She absolutely was the OG election denier.
First of all, she came out before the sun had risen to concede the election to Trump.
And then spent the next 4 years saying he was illegitimate. He was an illegitimate president.
Okay, well, first of all, she didn't say he was an illegitimate.
Yes, she did.
You tell me exactly what she said.
She said those exact words repeatedly.
I believe he knows he's an illegitimate president.
Okay. I mean, she conceded the election. Whether you're in...
You're stuttering, Bill Maher, and you are a very good speaker. You have a talk show on television. You have had one for a very long time. You know how to speak very well. So all the stuttering and stumbling and bumbling makes me think you got caught and you're trying to figure out a way to squirm out of it. One thing about, before we continue, one thing about Bill Maher, is that he says some things I agree with sometimes. But one thing I always keep in my mind is that this guy is not a conservative at all. He is still a stone cold stomp down liberal, and that ain't gonna change no time soon. It's just that the left has gotten so crazy and so wild with the LGBTQ, LMNOP, X, Y, and Z, and all that stuff. They've gone so far left. He's been pretty much left where he was standing, which is as a normie liberal. Same kind of thing with Joe Rogan, in my humble opinion, although Joe Rogan is nowhere near as liberal as Bill Maher, but I digress.
Interpreting her disappointment at losing it as the same thing as Trump not conceding it. I don't know if that's where you're getting it from. But again, it's a tremendous false equivalency. You could ask Hillary Clinton right now, who won that election? She will tell you. Donald Trump won the election.
Now she knows she has to because of what Trump has done.
She came out that night in her dark purple suit and conceded the election.
Correct. And then spent the next 4 years trying to convince us it was not legitimate.
You can run the best campaign. You can even become the nominee. And you can have the election stolen from you.
Yep, she sure did. Hey, the election was stolen from me. I was robbed. He's an illegitimate president. Okay, this was kind of recent. Well, not recent, but long after 2016. This might have been like 2020. Okay, this was quite a while after the election. Now, let's go to something else here. This is more recent here. I forget what year this was. It might have been like last year. This was very recent. You could tell because she looks a lot older.
Because Putin does what he would like to do. Kill his opposition, imprison his opposition, drive, journalists and others into exile, rule without any check or balance. That's what Trump really wants. And so we have to be very conscious of how he sees the world, because in that world, he only sees strongmen leaders. He sees Putin, he sees Xi, he sees Kim Jong-un in North Korea. Those are the people he is modeling himself after. And we've been down this road in our, world history. We sure don't want to go down that again. And
so basically calling him a dictator, like some kind of just murderous person. This is what the media does. Then they say, oh, no, it's you doing it. It's not us doing it. It's you doing it. It's called gaslighting.
Especially when my view, having negotiated with Putin and knowing that one of the reasons he went after me is because he knew I would deal with him in an appropriate way, and Trump would basically do whatever he wanted. It's really important to think about what could happen to our world with Trump back in the White House, withdrawing us from NATO, not caring about what happens in Europe, our biggest trading partner, the place where we share values with, the idea that he wants Ukraine to fail, the idea that he doesn't want us to be able to surveil our enemies. I mean, this is a very scary prospect.
I mean, so there you have it. It's pretty much, it's right there on the screen. What more can be said? How can somebody say that Hillary Clinton is not a so-called election denier if they say that Trump is? I don't really understand. People want to just try to pick and choose when they want to be offended, pick and choose when they want to say that somebody's trying to do something that's quote unquote undemocratic, all these things. It's totally weird. Obviously, as I close, it's just a matter of a political party. Hey, you're left, right, blue, red. I'll agree with you if you do a certain thing over there. You do that same thing, but you're over there. Now I don't agree with it. Hillary Clinton says the election was stolen, and I'm a blue person. I'm a Democrat. I'm a leftist. I agree. I cheer it on. Trump says the exact same thing. I boo him. I hiss him. He's a dictator. That's what's happening here, and it's pretty obvious. Even with a guy like Bill Maher, which is pretty shameful to say the least. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your take on Bill Maher and what he said about Hillary Clinton? Talking about, oh, well, she didn't deny it. She conceded the election right away. She never denied it. It's just denial, just straight up lying. Even when we have the audio and video of her saying it on numerous occasions. Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. I'm not surprised, really. It's Bill Maher. Listen, sometimes he says things that make sense because some things are common sense. But then he gets into the political stuff and he reverts right back to his leftist standings. Okay, Hillary Clinton is kind of a normally leftist, and so is he. So they're going to be on the same page. Now, if you have some dude on there wearing, drag queen story time or something like that, it might be different. But regular, normie, leftist stuff like Hillary Clinton, he's all on board and it's pretty obvious. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.